R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Show me what you mean to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Tell me. Woo! Respect, 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 respect. I don't get no respect. Respect. Oh. So, today, I'm going to if you haven't seen this guy, I'm going to introduce you to this motherfucker. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this mother, alright, and I'm gonna show you a couple of his videos where he makes valid points, but he misses a bigger picture. Okay, so yeah, let's just So this guy calls me a liar, but yet in videos he thanks me for bringing shit up. Yet in other videos he calls me a liar, or this or that, and then in another following, while watching the date, after calling me a liar, he will then fucking thank me. Then in another video, after thanking me, he'll call me a liar again, then he'll say thank you again in another video. And fuck, I don't even know whether to like or hate my fucking self after watching his videos. So, it's just so funny, right? Because of course I'm a liar. I fucking lie about everything. That's why I put the shit on screen. Now I'm going to tell you why he's mad at me. And I'm going to tell you why he's calling me a liar. And I'm going to tell you what it has to do with pray for brains. Because this motherfucker prayed for brains, and it lit his motherfucking skull up, and he was like, and he's very confused at this point about some things. And I'll slowly but surely bring some of these things forward. Now, you don't go to his station and say blah blah blah, fuck you, or get into arguments about this or that with him. Just don't even worry about that shit. But if you happen to go to his videos and view, just view with, you know, an open, you know, mind, because he seems to be going over like see, he at some point he goes over some Cain, Abel, and Lilith shit. And that's from Vampires, the fucking role-playing game, where humans pretend to be vampires and shit. And for them to have some kind of an authority, you know, a rule book, like that's kind of where you're getting your information from. Now I understand there's another person following that study, and they're pretty wise, and they have seen that this rule book is really from different parts of myths and histories. You know, and that shit's all fair. That shit's all fair. But, you know, it's just funny, you know, because it's pagan writing. And it's like you've thrown away some of your own material for pagan writing. And I warn people, when you start this journey and you think that you can fucking do it, you better anchor on to something. The best thing to anchor on to is the Old Testament. Now, posable thumbs. Let's begin. All right. This is the workshop. Okay, we're in the workshop. Okay, and the last couple of videos have been in the workshop. My wife's here now. She's been here for a few months, you know. Her mom's actually visiting. It's day 2 of her mom being here. Alright, so I'll show you some of the things that go on in the workshop before I show you this guy's videos. Now, this isn't to make you think one thing or the other. I've just been looking for an opening to like show you some of the shit. Alright, so see, these are some of the things that happen in the workshop. Okay, so you take this, you know. Lord thy God said, build thy armor. Alright, this is a wooden table. I don't know if I should show you with this one. I mean, I can. It's not like it's gonna rupture or anything. I just don't know if it'll make the video skip. Because, you know, some shoulder armor. Yeah, same thing. Now here, I'll lift up the tripod, you know. Are your ears ringing? I'm sorry, I should have warned you about that. My ear's ringing right now. And you can see this lightweight material. Nothing happens to it. Alright? So I was really drunk one night reading the scripture. I was drunk on the scripture. And instead of getting mad at people, like most people do, they get mad at other people. I just got mad at myself for not taking the Bible serious and literal. So then, as I was drunk with the word, I just started making my own armor. Oh, okay, so since, you know, they don't connect yet, you can kind of see how they freely move amongst each other, right? Oh. So, then there's other pieces and parts that can freely move amongst each other. And here, I'll leave that one on. And I'll show you that there's different parts that can freely move amongst each other. I'm sorry, now I'm high off of coffee. Coffee does weird things to me. Like, coffee affects me like speed. And so, I wasn't cool with red. I didn't want people to be like, oh, you're all like red and shit, and red's a color of, So I just thought that shit, you know, I think people are weird with how they are about how colors are attributed to stupid shit. You know, so I just did different colors, and then, you know, like that was, so I just showed you like my most artistic style. This was my just flat out, let's just try black, you know, and see where it all gets. And these are pretty cool because, you know, it's the same kind of armor that you, actually it's not. It's the same material that cars are made of. Yeah. 3 years ago I tried it, I added metal, and it made it heavy and bulky, and then a couple years after that, which would be, you know, before I left for, I mean, when I got back from Texas, I think I did it. I shifted the material around, tried some different things, and then I came up with a new lightweight, more harder to destroy. I can't call it indestructible. I haven't tried to drive over it with a tank. I don't own a tank, so I can't do that test. You know, that kind of shit. You know, and you know, right now we're still working on some stuff. I don't want to put my face in there because it'll be all itchy afterwards. But you know, while you guys sit around and play hood rat and do absolutely nothing, all kinds of pieces and parts are being built. And if I'm doing this, or if I've done this in the past and I'm just waiting to execute further things, like, what have you done? What are you doing? Are you bored? Are you wasting your time? Have you been reading? And I'm going to introduce you to somebody that's been reading. And because they've been reading, they think they're very intelligent now. That intelligence is already there. It's just now that they're filling their head with just other shit. It's borderline corrupt. Welcome to the dungeon. Oh yeah. Once you clean it up and everything, it'll be the laboratory. But right now, it's the dungeon. Okay. This is Khalil, little Khalil Sahid. Alright, now we're going to listen to what he says about Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, which is Africa, from his description. Now let's listen.
There's no such thing as spiritual Babylon. Babylon is still. There's no such thing as spiritual Babylon. Babylon is still Babylon. And the whore of Babylon is still the whore of Babylon. Right here you're looking at the list of kings of Babylon. Remember when
It doesn't matter if you can't see it. You either go to his video and watch his video, or you open up another tab, look to a search engine, and type in list of kings of Babylon, and you can see what he's talking about. Now I want to take a brief moment. Never mind.
I told you in the last video or two ago that I was going to show you why our haplogroup is in Africa.
Excuse me.
This is why. Because Africa is your Babylon. Ancient times and still today, haplogroup R, the Assyrians, are all throughout this piece. Watch this. Control F-A-S-S.
Now, you just heard him say Assyrians. Take the time to read Isaiah chapter 7. Isaiah chapter 8, where it speaks of Emmanuel. Isaiah chapter 9. 8 and 8, the government shall be on his back. It's the Assyrian government, told over and over again. As this child lives, the government shall be on his back. Now, I want you to pay attention. This is key. It's the Assyrians that have enslaved us. It's the Assyrians. All you guys call the Assyrians, Edom. All these Caucasians that rule over you. Caucasians that are the management. You're the factory worker, they're the management, they're Assyrians. Listen.
See, dynasty of the Assyrians.
First 150 years of Babylonian captivity. Amorite, Moors. The remaining 250 years. Assyrians hijacked the Amorite kingdom and took over as master.
There's a whole lot of that. The Assyrian kings. Right in the middle, you see, a couple times, a Chaldean king, Marduk. You know who is that? That's your haplogroup R. You have another Chaldean ruler there. But this is what I wanted to show you. Nebuchadnezzar. Right here. Nebuchadnezzar. He was the king of Babylon. Now, look at the word. Nebuchadnezzar. Oh yeah, we going there.
When do you make this video?
We got you.
January 2nd.
A couple things.
When did
Ebu in there?
When did I make my Nebuchadnezzar video? Around the same time. So somehow we're doing the same fucking topics to a degree at the same time.
But the really thing I really wanted to show you is the Chad, which is haplogroup R, Chadic. Haplogroup R, Chad. Here's the...
So we talked about the upside down map. So this man seems to be the only person smart enough to buy an upside down map. Now he's teaching from an upside down map. It's pretty smart.
Here's Chad.
So there's Chad.
In the whore. Babylon. With the Hottentot ass. Chad. Let's get back to that haplogroup. I'll show you again. Right there. Don't believe me, just watch.
Okay, that's a shitty song, and you say that in too many videos. It's horrible. Okay, so you see E3, right? E3, right? Here's E1, E1A, right? This is all the shit that these guys preach. We're part of E, and you can see it's all fucking Africans, right? Congo, Dogon, Kushite. Now, he says Chadic is R. Chadic. Nebu Chad 1, R1. Okay? Very important. Critical. Watch this.
Chadic. Nebu Chad Nazar. Oh yeah, we going there. Nebuchadnezzar. Chadic reason. Your Assyrians. This is your pride. Pride of the Assyrians. Over here too?
Over where?
The Assyrians.
Over what? Okay, whoa. Fuck your brain sideways, right? Well, we gotta Google this. Google. Google, lie to me some more. Please. So, these are the people in Chad. These black Africans. Well, I'll be damned. Okay? And these come on, map. Fuck me sideways. That sounds nasty. Of course it is. Because this is nasty. These people are blood relatives of these people. So technically somebody intermixed. Do I need to highlight this to show you what's going on? Look how fucking red it is in Spain. It's so red in Spain. It's burgundy. Look at this! Look at this! Hey, how is your fucking video about Nebuchadnezzar when you don't even see the people of Chad and the people of Europe have the same fucking blood? Oh, you're drunk too, buddy. The people of Chad are one. The people of Europe. Do I have to erase R1? For you to get ooh, gotta put a space between those two. Whenever my computer decides it wants to work. There you go. Okay, blood
relatives. Blood relatives. You guys want to play with DNA? DNA doesn't fucking lie, right? It's just numbers talking, right? Your ancient ancestors are the same. Both of you are cursed in different ways. Okay, so that's Khalid's video, right? Let's watch the end.
You're Europeans. Over here too, they corrupted over here too. But this R here is because it's the whore. Inside the whore. This is the pride of the Chaldeans. Everywhere the Chaldeans are at, it's gonna fall.
Okay, that's great. That's great. You made a, my computer's tired. Look at this guy. It's very quick. You made a 4-minute video and you missed the main point. These people and these people are blood relatives. Good job, but bad job. Okay, let's look at your next video. Your next video, I watched a lot of your videos, and there's some good shit, there's some bad shit, there's a lot of bullshit, you know, but, you know, the good shit, the value of the good shit outweighs all the bad shit, right? Right. Because we're hunting truth. You made videos about me, I don't give a shit. I make videos about people all the time. Now, excuse me. Drink too much coffee. Khalil Shaheed. Khalil. Khalil. Okay, listen. This video, we're gonna look at his name too. Khalil, right? Alright, so let's watch this one. And this one's gonna be funny. I'm gonna show you the most important part of this video that's missed again, okay?
This is the Hittites. The Hittites definition on my app here is Palestine and Syria appear to have been originally inhabited by 3 different tribes. So Palestine is I think part of the ocean and part of South America, and Syria is I believe part of South America too, the northern part. And what it says here is the Semites living on the east of the Isthmus of Suez, they were nomadic and pastoral tribes. The Phoenicians, who were merchants, that's haplogroup C, your Peruvians and your Chinese, but in South America they're your Peruvians. The Phoenicians, who were merchants and traders, and the Hittites, who were the warlike elements of this confederation of tribes, they inhabited the whole region between the Euphrates and Damascus. Okay, and Damascus is your Moscow. Their chief cities...
Alright, first off, watch this.
This confederation of...
What a confederation of tribes. So from the beginning, they already did confederations of tribes. So this is why it's hard to track some of the acts of some of the tribes in the past. Because at the time, some of them were under confederacies. Now, what were the names of the Confederate groups? Now this is important. Now this is directly to you, Khalil. To separate the Confederate names, like the UN versus the hundreds of countries, or the 190 some countries that are part of the UN, like the League of Nations versus the number of nations and the names that were in it, or like the Peloponnesian League and the name of the original nations that were in it. Now, If it's a confederation, then there's a name. In Psalms 83, there's a confederation. But we don't yet have the name of the confederation as a whole. Now,
tribes, they inhabited the whole region between the Euphrates and Damascus. Okay, and Damascus is your mom.
And listen, nobody say Babylon is the name of the confederation, because that's the name what the nation becomes. But its ruling party is called something else. Now, they might have called themselves Babylonia, because there's scarce writings about Babylonia. But again, that's a feminine name, as if it's a feminine person, yet it is in the name of a town, or a city, or a club, or a group. See what I'm saying? The Confederate group's name.
Moscow. Their chief cities being Karshemish on the Euphrates and Kadesh, now Tel Nebi Mended in the Orontos Valley. Oh, in the
Orontos, right? I've been watching. I've been reading Horace Butler's book, right? Now, Horace Butler is the only person in the world that says Orontos has to be in South America. Now, the more and more I hear about the Orontos Valley and the Orontos River, and I know that John Campbell in the 1890s, the same time that Powell was saying no pre-Columbian existence, I know, type in John Campbell, Canaanites in Canada, Canaanites in the Americas. He's a Canadian writing about a Hittite dynasty. Canada has something called Toronto. Now, if I take the Orontos, watch this. Oronto, E-S, right? Orontos River, Orontos Valley, right? Right? If I take E-S off, I add an O. This is still under what? Under Horace Butler's rule of blah, blah, blah. How to find a fucking place, right? Watch this. T, Toronto, right? Is there a Toronto Valley? Is there a valley? Dear computer, is it? Hey, look what comes up. The Chicago Valley of Scottish Rite. When these Freemasons came over here and cut fucking everything up, how do we know what ended where? Now, as you can see, if I type in Toronto instead of Orontes, Valley comes up. Let's see if River comes up. Is there a Toronto River? R-I-V There's fucking Toronto River cruises. Oh shit. So, as I was reading Horace Butler's bullshit, it still made me think Orontes is Toronto, hence John Camp. Man, this shit ain't even hard, man. Hittites in America. And then he says they're related to Peru based on language, right? Microfilm John Campbell. It's the first thing. It's the only fucking thing that exists. Let's get back to this bullshit. I'm gonna show you the biggest thing that sat in this fool's face, and he didn't even see it.
Orient is about the Orinoco River, about 6 miles south of the Lake of Homs. These Hittites seem to have risen to great power as a nation, as for a long time they were formidable rivals of the Egyptian and Assyrian empires.
They were part of a confederacy that took over, dominated people. Now, they're arch enemies against Egypt.
So the Egyptians is haplogroup C, and others, but mostly haplogroup C, and Assyrian empires, which is haplogroup P, in Europe. Okay, in the book of Joshua, they always appear.
What did he just say?
Haplogroup P, in Europe. Okay,
let's hear that.
Haplogroup C.
C.
And others, but mostly haplogroup C, and Assyrian empires, which is haplogroup P.
Okay, bullshit. That's my call. Bullshit. You just taught. Europeans are R. So much so, I'll make the back button. Okay. Now, I'm sure there are Europeans over there that are C, T, Connecticut, whatever the fuck you said. There are. Don't even, you can't get away from that one. You've already taught it. I know the feeling. Trust me, I know the feeling. Can't get away from it now.
In Europe.
I'm sure they spread to other people. I understand that.
Joshua, they always appear as the dominant race. 3rd century BC, the Syrian Confederation, led probably by Hittites, marched against Lower Egypt. So basically, the islands.
Okay, so
to China.
They done brought up the Joshua book, right? They brought up Book of Joshua out of order. Now this is why.
March.
In the Book of Joshua, they always appeared as the dominant race to the north of Galilee. That whole fucking sentence doesn't belong there. In the 3rd century BC, the Syrian Confederation, led probably by the Hittites, arched against Lower Egypt, which they took possession, making Zohan
against Lower Egypt. So basically the islands up to China.
Don't listen to that shit. Lower Egypt, where pretend we don't have any idea where Lower Egypt is. Blah 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 against Lower Egypt. Now listen.
Which they took possession of, making Zoan their capital. Their rulers were the Hyksos.
They just told you the fucking Hyksos took over, and their leaders, their politicians were called Hyksos. Hyksos Hittites. Did you get that? Watch this.
Or shepherd kings. It's interesting that.
So the Israelites aren't the Hyksos. Hittites are the Hyksos. That's what should have been the meat of this one.
Hyksos are shepherd kings, and they had beards. But anyway, they were at length finally driven out of Egypt.
They were finally driven out of Egypt. Who drove them out?
Okay, they were driven out of Egypt to where? Back to over here. From China and the seas to over here.
Now, if the Hittite empire is in Canada by the Toronto River, Toronto Valley, Orontes River, Orontes Valley, Toronto, then they're driven out. And who moved in if they were driven out?
Ramses II sought vengeance against the vile Keita. Okay, now, here's where...
Now, Keita, or Ka-eta, or Ka-hitta. Change the E to an I, change the E to an A. Kaheya. Remember the Kaheta in Japan? We learned about these people brought Hebrew to Japan, the Kaheta. the H-A-T-A, Heta. Kaheta. Kahita. Khalil. Next time, pick a better name, Jeremy.
We going in.
If you don't understand that, you picked a fucking Hittite name. And you're showing through this video, through the name change, adding a dominant silent K in front of it, Kahita. It's like K, then it's space. Khalil. You picked a bad name. Nobody's saying you're a Hittite. You sure picked a bad name.
The Keita are your Hittites. That's the H and the K makes the same sounds, right? They're related. So let's go to our map for a second. Right here.
Now, this is the area where John Campbell says the Hittites are. This is Canada. This is an upside down map. This is the United States, right? Now watch what he says about here. About, South America, northern South America.
Here is St. Kitts and Nevis. You can see that. St. Kitts and Nevis.
Kahita.
And Haiti. Yes, Haiti is your Hittite. Watch this. As he called them, the Kate.
So just look at the name real quick. As you play the whole Hebrew letter game, there are no vowels. No vowels. So it's just H and T, right? No vowels right here. Take the I out. So it's just H, T. H, T, right? H, T, T. Take the I out. There's no I's. So H, T, 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 right? Right. Make them ites, right? H, T, 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 T. Come on. It's the same thing. No vowel.
And encountered and defeated them in the great battle of Kadesh.
So, the battle of the city of Ramses was for Ramses' own city, right? Ramses II. So that means Ramses II cannot have a city, okay, built to him if the Hyksos are ruling for a number of years. That means Ramses I city was built, and then his son or grandson overthrew the Hittites with the assistance of the people that were also enslaved. Listen, if Egypt's running Egypt and then they're enslaved by the Hyksos, who are the Hittites, then that means the Egyptians then become the slave. Now the Egyptians use the slave to overthrow the occupier, the Hittite, and then they are freed, and then the slave is still the slave until what? God has Moses assess what has happened. Why would you free the Egyptians from these oppressors if the Egyptians are oppressors to you? Now you must grow to free thyself. So, this is the Hittites' bigger role. Alright, I'm going to stop with that video. If you want to see the rest of it, it's an interesting video. I'm not saying this guy is a bad YouTube author. He just really has a love-hate relationship with my videos. I tell you as a viewer to read. This person has took it upon himself to actually listen. He has read. He has gone further in a lot of the studies that have been brought forth. He does have a critical view. Let us examine the DNA. And to some degree, he does show results. But some of his material is compromised, and he does not think that. Hence, he broadcasts videos about Lilith, Abel, Cain, Samuel. This is his choice to examine that stuff. Hey, I understand. I do videos about werewolves. I understand. I don't think it helps that I say, oh, but it's in the scripture. I don't think that helps at all. We're still talking about werewolves. So we're going to examine one more of these. Hold on.
Alright, so let's continue. This next one is Ottoman Turks, Saudis, Boule, E1B1A. So this guy also agrees. E1B1A has nothing to really do with at least what we are. Alright, so let's watch what he says.
Ottoman Turks are your Saudis. Your Saudis is your Esau. Few in number, greatly despised. The weapons is a calling card. Of Isaac's children. Even Abraham's. All the Abrahamic religions. We get down with these weapons. This is the migration pattern. Where did we start though? We started around India. Around Mongolia. We went up to Mongolia. That's where we split from Esau. Haplogroup Q split. Q3 went to the Americas. Q2 went to Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. That's why you got all those stands. To Turkey. That's why they're close to Saudi Arabia. Over to Romania. You can see where Esau is today. In Saudi Arabia. Okay, your stand countries. Okay, but on the right side of that is where your Judah's at. Okay? What amazes me about this is I show you guys this stuff and you still don't understand that West Africans ain't got nothing to do with Esau. I'm sure there's people out there thinking Esau is the West Africans or Esau is the white man. No. Nobody gets down like the Saudis. Well, they still over there chopping people's heads off as we speak. Nobody gets down like them. Now what you do have is this though. This is what West Africans have. They have the Akan people. The Akan. There's a lot. I could do so many videos on the Akan with new information. And this is going to be new information in this video too. But your Akan are your Boule. Yeah, remember Steve Stokely brought up the Boule? Yeah. They're the ones that guard the information. They're the guardians of the information with the griffin, right? The Boule. Boule economy. Okay? Ivorian economy. Coffee and cocoa. Huh? Where does that cocoa come from? The cocoa came from here. Cocoa only comes from America. Okay, but what was the other cash crop? Their other cash crop was slavery. This is an article about slavery and how slavery was started by the Akan. The first 3 chapters deal with the origins of the Akan of southern Ghana and the emergence of Akan states. Okay, you can read this on the website right here, jstore.org. They're talking about the origins of slavery and how it deals with the Akan people. Secrets of the Boule.
Yes. And in its history book, it drew attention. Here's a logo. And this is their logo is a Grecian sphinx. It's an animal. And this Grecian sphinx is similar to a griffin or a gargoyle. Kind of ironically, the Boule had their convention in Los Angeles in 1941. And where else? Griffin Park. And this logo, this symbol, is a guardian animal. This would be similar to a Rottweiler or a dog or a German Shepherd. They tend to protect something higher than itself.
Let me ask you a question. I went to Howard University, for instance, and a number of African so-called Greek societies, fraternities, as well as in our communities, a number of secret, semi-secret organizations. How is the Boule different than the numerous fraternities and groups in our community? What is the relationship to the ruling class?
Father, son. The nine make up the axis of the Black Greek dynasty. There are 4 male societies, 4 female societies, and the Boule make the 9th one. They're the first, 1904 series, the Alphas. I'm not versed in the exact order, but I have all of their history books, and each of them draw attention to things where they got their ritual from. The Deltas draw attention to Freemasonry. Said our ritual came from Mary Church Terrell, whose husband, Robert Terrell, was head of the Masonic Lodge in Washington, D.C. Mary Church.
Okay. Your Griffin. Greek. There you go again, Greek. And your Akan. See? You're a Akan. You're a Griffin. You're a Griffin, yeah. What is the Y paternal group of your Ghanaians? Huh? What are they? What is it? Ghana. Ghana is 92.3% E1B1A. 92.3% E1B1A. I told you, come with your E1B1A. Yeah, I told you the Natsura about the DNA. He's in denial. He's feeling some kind of way. I guess probably because of Rob Rack. I'm going to keep telling you. Esau is us, QM2. Jacob is us, Q3. Want to see it again?
He's looking at sub-Saharan African right now.
Indigenous populations.
Now watch.
I'll show you one
Not
more.
yet. He's about to change it. Now listen very close.
This is Y DNA haplogroups and indigenous peoples of the Americas.
Now he just changed it.
You see C, which is your Hamite, Q, and R, which is your Shemite.
Now look.
The R
This is what he says. Now, if you watch his videos, he breaks down that he believes this is where the forefathers are in the DNA sequencing. He tells you where he believes Ham, Shem, and Japhet are on DNA sequences. He believes that the term that we are using, Israelite, for the holy people is a false term for them. But in this context, the holy people, who are not truly the Israelites, but the holy people, their DNA is Q. To be exact, he believes it's Q3. As he states, he believes Q2 is Isaac's children. Q1, excuse me, he believes, what, Abraham and Lot? So, from this point, when you type in indigenous, what, groups of Americas, indigenous people of Americas, here's what you get. This is why I said pay attention. He changed it. Let's go back 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's listen again. We're listening for the title. Haplogroups in indigenous peoples of the Americas. So he's saying, listen when Q is brought up.
Why DNA haplogroups in indigenous peoples of the Americas? You see C, which is your Hamite, Q, and R, which is your Shemite. The R turned leprous, that's your Syrian. But you see how everybody mixed in. But Q dominates certain areas. Q does not dominate the Algonquin. It does dominate the Apache. It dominates the Athabascan. It's mixed with the Cherokee. It's mixed with the Cheyenne are dominant there. The Chibchan dominant. See, QM3. Let's goes down some more. You're gay of Brazil, dominant there. You're Gruani, dominant there. You're Inuit, dominant there. Where Rob Rack was talking shit about the Mexican brother being Inuit, Indian. He's the Hebrew, dummy. You don't do your research very well. And you're a liar at that. Who else? The Maya, 87%. The Mixay, the Mixtec. The Nahua, which is your Nahor. Your Navajo. Yeah. Let's keep going. I might as well show you them all. Your South American, Amerindian, 83. These people were, oh man. The sister warrior on Lex Will's page, I tried to tell her this and they just ignore me. So fuck her and fuck him. They're goddamn liars. Cowards at that. You see it? You can go look it up yourself. Oh man. The sister warrior on Lex Will's page, I tried to tell her this and they just ignore me. So fuck her and fuck him. 3. These people were, oh man. The sister warrior on Lex Will's page, I tried to tell her this and they just ignore me. So fuck her and fuck him. Indian, 83. These people were, oh man. The sister warrior on Lex Will's page, I tried to tell her this and they just ignore me. So fuck her and fuck him.
Alright, so we have a fuck you to address. First off, you didn't try to tell me anything. If you did, it didn't make sense. Secondly, the only situation that we've had is you understanding something that I broadcast and then attacking the person that I broadcast it against. And I'll explain this. This guy is mad at me because I told everyone to go to Israel's Redemption and to listen to what she had to say, to buy her book, and that I learned so much from her. And I did. And I wanted everyone to learn on the same path. Unfortunately for everyone, the only person that learned was Khalil Saeed, or Jeremy. Jeremy's the only person that paid attention to what was going on. I told you to pray for brains. Jeremy must have prayed for brains, because this is what Jeremy watched. When I was going to Washington, I asked Israel's Redemption to come out and assist me in attempting to free us from the clutches. Pardon me, drank a bunch of coffee. To free us from the clutches of the Catholic Church. She said, no, I have too many prior engagements going on. I said, like what? Like what? What could be more important? She responded to me after that. Now, I thought that was very interesting. For all the things that she says and that she does, or she says that she does, for her people. And then I started to think of, what is really her people? And she says it's the Washita, or whatever it is, shit Indians. That's when I told people to go see if your name is on the Dawes rolls. See, my grandparents, my dad's grandfather from Mississippi, my dad's, how you say this, my dad's mom, grandfather, Arkansas. See, all that shit's on this side, over here. There's the 13 colonies, there's the area in between, then there's all that shit like Kansas and Oklahoma and all that shit, where the weird tribes were, right? So, I know my mom's mom is from the old world. But my mom's dad, I knew my great-grandmother. And they were from Cincinnati. And I was like, that's weird. Everybody's from all over, but you guys are from right here, and we just kind of stayed here. Well, north a little bit, but we just kind of stayed here. So, see, I did my family history, and I have the ancestry. I don't feel that comfortable about blood tests because I'm very paranoid because I smoke a lot of cannabis. Because he gave us every herb-bearing seed to do with as we need. So, as you are watching Israel's Redemption, like I stated, you should. She says the name of God is Yahweh. But when you listen to 3 songs in a row, how many do you need for a witness? When you listen to 3 songs in a row, it says, what? Hey, hey. What the fuck do you keep saying Yahweh for, woman? Anybody with 2 witnesses in their head, 2 cents. 2 cents. Well, see, she's not Israelite. All you need to do is listen to her own mouth. But I needed to shake that purse and see what it's gonna cough up. And it coughed up a lot. Now, Israel's redemption is my teacher. But I never told you what she taught me. She taught me deceit. I don't know the woman. She's just an author. I told you that from the start. And she's a Moor, which is one nation. And she claims to be an Israelite as well, which is another nation, which makes her mixed. Which she claims she's a Canaanite first. You're not an Israelite. You're Canaanite. You said it out of your own fucking mouth. And I wanted people to watch. And this psychopath watched. And instead of just, sitting back and chilling, he started broadcasting and contacting the woman. And this is the funny shit. Now, that aside, I sat back and watched her videos. Now, she waits a while to put out a video, and she put out a book. Now, not once have I said, hey, I got her book in the mail. Not once have you heard me say, I'm gonna read from this page of her book. She taught me deceit. So I set a test. So I watched. And she broadcast. I'm on the Dawes rolls. And I'll teach anybody. Would she say anybody that's not mixed? Rewind. I'm a Moor and an Israelite. Fast forward. I'll teach anybody that's not mixed the Israelite language. Wait. You're fucking mixed. You tell everybody every fucking time, I'm this nation and this nation. I'm a half and half. But if you're half and half, I'm not gonna teach you anything. But see, the Israelites are supposed to go into the world and preach and teach. This is the beauty of just listening. Now, I've known this for a while and I haven't broadcast. I just think it's funny. My own little way. Now, I told you, the viewer, to see if you were on the Dawes rolls. Why? Israelites were enslaved. Nobody goes to the east side of the continent to get a slave and then travel thousands of miles to the west end to utilize that slave. No, you get someone that's already enslaved over there if you're on the west end. So this is the vision of where our tribes were. The different tribes. So, here's the funny thing. When you analyze this, nobody's gonna fucking go 1,000 miles this way just to get a slave to go another 1,000 miles back where there were already slaves. these Dawes rolls had to deal with specific Indian types and specific bloodlines. Why? Well, if you were watching Israel's Redemption, like I told you to, you would find out of her own fucking mouth. Why do they have me and Mongols on the same blood list? I know you're not trying to tell me they have the same blood as me. And this is why. I told you to watch! Just to sit back and watch! Not fucking attack every step of the way! Let them reveal themselves! Now you put a halt to it. To your big fucking mouth. You've closed the fucking tap. Months! For months! She has been saying, I'm not going to reveal this because of you directly with not even saying your name, Khalil. It's my fault. You fucked up. An ongoing plan. Just by putting too much attention on her. She already told you she's not a Moor. I mean, she's not an Israelite, she's a fucking Moor. But you had to drive it home. Well, shit happens. So, we got one more. Let's, where is this motherfucking shit at? Let's, oh yeah. Here, 3 minutes. 3 minutes you talk shit to me.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to all the Bible thumpers that ain't never left their mama's house, that ain't never left their city, that ain't never did shit on their own, ain't never led themselves, but they got 6,000 followers on YouTube. Y'all tripping me out, man. I'm like, I'll listen to a motherfucker that live at home and ain't never jumped off the stoop. But I ain't following his ass nowhere. This is what you guys are got me cracked up about. Y'all deal with all these Bible thumpers who ain't never did nothing by themselves. Either they've been in a gang, or they lived in their mama's house, or they never do nothing by themselves. Everything they do, they need to go with a crowd. Yeah, I'm throwing shade out there because y'all 6,000 people following somebody that live in their mama's house, that gotta get permission from their wife. Oh yeah. Ain't never moved their family nowhere. Ain't never had a family. Ain't never had to hustle. I don't mean illegally hustle. I mean a real hustle.
A real
you
hustle.
have to shut your mouth.
Is illegal.
So you can keep your job. Be a man. And people talk about maturity. Maturity, you know, the GOCC kid said to me about manhood, right? They were talking to me about manhood. Now, I told them, being raised in Islam, you're a man at 12. And I'm dead serious. I was treated like a man at 12 years old by my stepfather. He showed me how to run a household from 12. I don't ask you niggas for shit. That's why I don't ask for donations. Because I know what it is to be a man and handle my shit. I'm gonna run this without your help. And I'm gonna bring my family to the kingdom with or without your help. Newsflash. Stop following niggas who just moved from their mama's basement. I'm tired, I'm sick of mama's boys. The Hebrew Israelites are full of them. Living in your mama's basement and paying rent don't qualify. Having no children and you got no place of your own, it don't qualify. But people want to sit up there and be high and mighty and try to threaten me. Niggas that ain't never been in the ditch, never been in the murk and mire before. Y'all something else, trying to threaten me. You ain't never had your ribs touching before. You ain't never had to feed your family and yourself. You sit up here trying to scare me.
Alright, so now I'm a mama's boy. I either live in the basement or I pay rent or some kind of shit, you know, and all of this is about you, the viewer. If I was ashamed of this, I would have never said on camera, I live at home. If I was ashamed of this, I would have never said I'm married. Our family dwells together because your oppressor taught you to be a locust and spread like a virus. You mimic who? Them, don't you? You do. We live tribally. You live like an economic virus. Right or wrong? We're in a society that is economically crashing and constantly against melanated people. You have to sell out for success. And you say, you're not following anybody. You never asked for anything from anybody. And you do it with or without people's help. Well, why'd you even say that if you said all the other statements about you? You're not proving anything. Like if you marry somebody and you ought to be two to be one, like don't you confide with your wife, or you just give her orders, right? Like I you know, your life is your life. If I share my life with you, that's fine. You know, if you share your opinion about my life, that's fine. But don't expect nobody to like not threaten you if they're not happy with your opinion. Don't expect anybody to not threaten me if they're not happy with what I say. But don't expect nobody to ever say anything back again.
I'll tell you what, I was on the phone with a woman, and the woman said, "Don't talk to me like this." I said, "I control my mouth. Not you. You don't call my phone and lay down stipulations of how I shall address things. Who the fuck are you?" See, you have that mentality that women are queens. I have the mentality of dominance. And although my mom owns this house, it's in her name, my say is the authority. So you play your games, and you call me whatever you want from however fucking far away thou shalt be. It's irrelevant to me. What's relevant is the work that you broadcast. Which parts of it are true? Because as I listen to your videos, you bring forth a lot of things that you learn from me, but you take time to say fuck you to me. And I don't get it. I tell everybody, leave me a private message. So why didn't you private message me? Now here you are spending all kinds of effort to get my attention. Now you have my attention. Now I've private messaged you. I've left you my number. I have left comments on your fucking videos, at least the ones that are solid. Solid research. But none of the ones on the gibberish. And we'll look at another one where you call me a liar because I've lied about something that even when people that have watched your video have said, well, what has lexwill lied about? You don't really give a good idea. Oh, wait, you said I lied about books because you've read further into the books that I've read. Let me remind you, I've worked 6 days a week since last year, January. 6 days a week. I've gotten married. I've got a lot on my plate. So I haven't been able to finish Mystery of the Mexican Pyramids. And I haven't been able to finish America being the latest, greatest description of the New World. And you've read farther. You actually read something that said Negroes are only one part, which contradicts something that said 20 pages earlier in the same book that you have that said the whole continent had to be populated by the Jews just because they were all the same complexion. So we've read two opposing things in the same book. Now I'm a liar? Yeah. Yeah, fuck. Moron.
Okay, we got this one. This is a big thing that's been on my mind lately.
Everybody all together. Oh.
It's been all of these lying, deceitful, wicked scholars and researchers, and Hebrews especially. Everybody that calls himself a Hebrew, everybody that says they're an Israelite, every single person. I've never met anybody to give me that, to show me this information that I have been showing you for the past couple weeks. I'm not even a year into this, and I found out this information. Horace Butler, he researched it, and he accredited everything to just being African. Dr. Clyde Winters has been on the forefront of Afrocentric scholarship. Who else? A new one, Israel's Redemption, or Tanya Moore, wants to call the people of the book the invaders and Mongols and dismiss DNA because she can't figure it out. Who else? Everybody's book that I buy and I contact them, they're extremely mean, impatient, guarded. They want to demean you because you're not just nodding and agreeing to everything they say. I paid the GOCC to learn their information. I never did contact with, I made good contact with them. I did, but it wasn't good because they were guarded, they were lying, they were recording the conversations that I had. I've talked to different Hebrews organizations. I asked the IUIC, about marriage, and they tell me, this person is Moab. Get away from him. Shit ain't that simple. It's not that simple. All you niggas is Canaanites. You ain't even the people of the book. And if someone tries to show you this information, you don't want to look at it. You act like they didn't even say it. Do you know how many times I've posted to people and told them to look at this information? Nobody wants to look at it. Everybody's scared. Everybody's in denial. Yeah, over there in Egypt, the fake one. Lexwill, I would like to give him a pass, but I even tried to tell him, and he shot me down. And he was the closest of them all. He's going to accredit his information to Israel's Redemption, to Tiny Moore. A Moore, a freaking Moore. Can you believe that? And I'm like, well, what's the big secret? Why? I'm like, every time I ask a question, people are up in arms as if I cussed out their mama. I didn't understand it.
Let's go back one video. All right.
6,000 followers on YouTube.
So that's the real problem.
Yeah, 6,000 followers.
That's the real problem.
They never led themselves, but they got 6,000 followers on YouTube.
And through YouTube, everybody saw me lead myself on a mountain bike through the country. Everybody watched me lead myself through the country. Cars passing me, 70 miles an hour. They were like, this is amazing. I can't believe what I'm seeing. A ziggurat in Kentucky. Shocking. Was my mama on the back seat of the bike?
Information to Israel's Redemption, to Tiny Moore. A Moore. A freaking Moore. Can you believe that? And I'm like, well, what's the big secret? Why? I'm like, every time I ask a question, people are up in arms as if I cussed out their mama. I didn't understand it until I did my DNA test and I looked into it.
So he did a DNA test, right? And this is how he feels like this is what's the what versus the wrong. All right. So if the scripture says do not strive in genealogy, he's like, okay, I'm just going to do it anyway. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Everybody's got their own hopes, dreams, philosophies, ideas, goals. Everybody's driven in their own way, right? Where does my work and Tanya Moore's work line up? Even when I highlight the name of God in her videos, it's Haya. What the title of the video said, Yahweh. She worships Yah. I show everybody it's Haya. In her next video, she still says Yah. I say watch so you can see. So you're the only one that saw. So now I'm just a liar, and you ain't never said nothing about nobody's mama.
And I really examined it. And I coupled that with my experience dealing with African Americans, Afrocentric thinkers over the years, and growing up one with many of them. I know how they think. I know why they think the things they do. They think. But no, it's not supposed to be with this. It's not supposed to be with this information. What do they always tell people? Oh, if you're not an Israelite, just follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You'll be okay. Why don't they take the same advice? Because I came into it gun ho. I came into it with no fear. Even before I even heard about an Israelite, I was making videos on DNA. And I see why now that African Ancestry sent me my DNA test and it said commonly European. Why commonly European? Because it's not exactly European. They're different.
Oh, it's called commonly European because the indigenous people of Europe are not viewed, or classified as European. The indigenous people of Europe are called niggers, and they live in ghettos. That's why, dumbass. And you were sent over here as punishment, dumbass. Now, I know the difference. Did I bring up dumbass? And that's the beauty of it. See, I see what you don't see because my studies lead me in one way, your studies lead you another way. You were sent here for striking deals with the Moors. They didn't migrate here from Europe. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. I bet you were brought back. But that's just me guessing. That doesn't mean it's fact. That just means it's my own personal fiction. You have European blood. Now my mother's side, my father's mother's side, she's yellow, afro yellow, and her brother is alive. Well, I did that video, and he said that his video went back to, he didn't say Russia, he said, but I think is, you know, he said shit, I forgot what he said. But he said it confused him because it's over there by Russia. And he thought everybody's from Africa, still believing that lie. So you either migrated here or you were sent back. There ain't too many in-betweens with that situation.
Haplogroups over there. It's not the same haplogroups. Just one haplogroup in one area.
Oh, yeah. Plus,
so when people saw that video...
Plus, them that say they are Jews and are not. This means when the Jews spread out and then claimed a land and then named it in their name at that time. See, if you're from a land that got conquered, you move to a new land. You're not going to call it the same land that just got conquered, because you know the people that just conquered you, they're identity thieves. They steal your stuff. They wear your stuff. If you have gold plaques that are beautiful with your name in it, they're not going to change the name. They're not going to change whatever beauty it had to it. They're going to change their name. Them that say they are Jews and are not, they are created from, I know that's not the word that's there, from, it says they are of, I am from the Williams family. I am of the Williams bloodline. They are of the synagogue of Satan. Is that a church? We seem to think that's a church. Is it a church? Is it a pact? Isn't it agreement? Is it Psalms 83? Them that say they are you and are not. Them that say they are Jews and are not. The French High Court just said the French caucus can't call themselves French anymore because they are not indigenous. So the British, are the British going to be like, are the British courts when this happens? We already know the Americans are going to be like, when this hits the courts, well, yeah, we know we're not Americans, we're not the indigenous. That's why we do this Columbus stuff. That's why we pay homage to Columbia.
My DNA test, they took it and ran with it. And they're like, oh, black people are recently white people. No. Those recently white people that mixed into mine,
they overthrew. They've been preaching for hundreds of years, don't intermix. They conquered you. Conquered you. Deuteronomy 32. 32 or 31? Nah.
In your DNA, they're Assyrians and they weren't always white. They were black. They were mixed out. They're Shemitic.
They're not mixed out. They're leprous. They've been stripped. The Levite can order them in the water. Order them in the water. To wash themselves. Not to baptize them. Baptizing is pagan. Order them in the water. To wash themselves. I've been watching those damn history, science shits. When the water comes to a specific point, and there's rock in the water, the water starts to fold on itself. When it makes a fold on itself, the water turns white and it's rich with lye. In history, ancient peoples would wash their clothes in the lye-rich water because it became a detergent. I'm pretty sure, not positive, this is an assumption, this is the point where Levites would say, go in that part of the water and wash your skin. With the blessing, by yourself. It's a fucking leprosy, it's a fucking disease. But we don't want to think about it that way because we've been trained not to.
Clan that was mixed out.
That's why you got R1 in Chad and R1 all throughout Europe. What does it say about the Canaanites? Out of Africa, right? The ones that resisted had to get out of... The ones that resisted Jacob had to get out of the land of Canaan, no matter where it is. But you sure do see those Europeans there and the people of Chad with the same blood in separate areas. And you know those descendants or cousins of those same Europeans in the north are here in the Americas. That means they're Assyrians. That does not mean they're Edom. That means they're Assyrians. If Edom's Rome, they're already here. They've been here for a while. Edom mixed with Canaanites. Genesis 36. How many dukes are mentioned? Edom mixed with Ishmael. How many mentioned? That's how many nations spawned. Their goal was to what? Rule each country they dove into. How are people missing this? Stick to Genesis. It's safe. Understand the rules laid out to Genesis. Break those puzzles until they form a complete new puzzle. There are too many pieces if you have to go to fucking work 6 days a week. Everybody's got to relinquish their peace, even your enemy. And when you shake off the enemy's bullshit, you find out what's revealed. But you gotta smell that there's something to offer. It's a fucking computer screen. I don't sit and have lunch with the woman. I don't know her phone number. I only know her fucking first name because you got it on screen. I don't even watch her whole fucking videos.
As far as color, Jacob would never wax pale. I wish I had the verse right now, but I'm not that good like you guys are. I've only you know how I read the Bible? I read the Bible with earphones in my ear, listening to a nasalated white man read me the book.
Okay, then technically that's not reading. Okay? So, stop saying you read. Shit. It's fucking irritating. That's why you can't remember verses. You don't fucking read.
I didn't even know how to link a precept. I asked GOCC.
You asked Jesus? Listen, if you would start fucking reading, you'd understand what a precept is.
How to do that? They go, whoa, you don't know how to do that, and they laugh at me. They put me down instead of helping me, and that's not just them. That's everybody.
I'm like, well, brother,
then you have to either look up the definition of precept, or you have to go to your local Christian Bible store and buy a King James version with precepts. Ask the clerk. That's their job. That's what I don't understand. Why do people reach out to other people, ask obvious questions that they can just use a search engine for? Like, you know, and the GOCC has videos that I think they're titled how to use precepts. You know, I literally think they're titled something like that.
I'm raised in this. You know, my stepfather and my father, they're Muslim. But they didn't force it on me, and this is interesting. You know, I'm doing my family background. But I just got one question. Why do you guys call Africans Hebrews? And they say, oh, it doesn't matter, just, you know, that's not how you get into the kingdom. And I'm like, nigga, I ain't no little boy.
Well, listen, it's because they're Amorites, dumbass.
I'm not looking for the keys to the kingdom. I'm going to grab a chair and I'm gonna knock the windows out and I'm gonna get into the kingdom. Fuck the keys.
And that's the kind of attitude that the Creator doesn't want. Why would the Creator want someone who's not gonna study to show themselves worthy? Now here's the problem. You are studying, but you don't understand. From this video, I truly have to say, you don't understand. You have to study to show thyself worthy. You're going to get mad. You're going to get frustrated. Your unity with your wife is supposed to calm the frustration. It doesn't matter who rejects you. The Lord hasn't. But when you act like, I don't have to go the way everybody else does. Well, listen, dude, everybody else is on a pretty messed up path. The only way to heaven is straight through judgment. There's no way around that. The only way to heaven is straight through judgment.
Who was you talking to? All these camps, all these Israelites, Hebrews, which are really Canaanites and Assyrians, all these people are so disrespectful to each other. And they think there's something gonna come out of that. No, what's gonna come out of it is this. And I'm gonna tell you, and you're not gonna like it. What I'm gonna tell you is you all don't have the Spirit. It's not in you. It's not in you to be patient. It's not in you to be giving and caring. The Spirit ain't on you, and it will never be on you. How do I know? Because I've tried it with you my whole life. And I'm not the only one. Because there's 18% of African Americans that are just like me. And they're trying to figure you niggas out. To no avail. Y'all not us. But y'all shame us for not being as black as you are. Y'all shame us for not conducting ourselves as niggas like y'all conduct yourselves as. It's not, it's so clear as day what you guys are and what we're not. I see why you would want to breed us out. Because the difference it is monumental. It's monumental. You don't have any heart. You don't have any compassion. You don't have any courage. The truth is not in you. And it ain't gonna come out. You can't make something appear that's not there. Only the Creator does that. So I'm here to let you know. You can come with your E1B1A. You can come with your Native Americans or Israelites, or this is your land. You can come with your...
First off... Okay, look, I'm done hearing that shit. Alright, Native Americans are the holy children? Yes. We're considered or classified as natives. Okay? And this is why. It is the land where Abraham came from. Abraham's inheritance and Lot's inheritance are at the same place. Lot's inheritance went up in smoke at Moab. Right or wrong? Okay. Now, Moses led the children as he was led by a pillar by day, fire by night. Sound familiar? They were led to a place that Moses could only go to. It's called Mount Nebo. Turns out it's outside of where Lot's place blew. I don't give two shits if Horst Butler says it's in South America. I don't care if he says it's in Antarctica. The biblical trail with the cities, the mountains, all lead to Utah. This is your inheritance based upon the promise of your forefathers. So it doesn't start with Moses coming back. It starts with Abraham leaving. This is the point of studying, not having some fucking white man read you the Bible. Reading it yourself and falling asleep on the page and waking up and noticing that you drooled everywhere and reading it again and again and highlight. That's the importance of actually seeing the words, scanning them into your brain. The real scanner. I don't give a shit about your anger or your hostility pointed towards me, because my favorite saying is from the Bible. When a wise man is encaged, draws him insane. And you're getting a taste of that. I can't help that. I can't help that you feel ignored by the world based on your findings. You've read Horst Butler's shitty little book. And what does he say? Everybody ignored me. You didn't ignore him. Were you mad if you contact him and he's bitter? Well, he doesn't respect you because you haven't built up some work? You're mad that Tanya's a Moor and she's trying to lead Israelites? Sewing shit in the sleeve? Doesn't Ezekiel say something about that, about women? Let people do their thing and then highlight it. You've got to wait for the act. You just don't separate things right away. That's where, it just doesn't work, And then you highlight it in their own words. Why can't you pull up 5 videos where she points out that she's tricking people? Why can't you point out that she says she's mixed and then says, I ain't gonna teach nobody mixed? It'd come off so much better. People say I don't have tact. And you're hearing this soliloquy. Oh, nobody listens, fuck you, to me, and I don't know, fuck you, know what to do. I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm sure I do that shit too. Somber moment. Somber moment. Yeah. Whatever. Stay anchored. And thanks for the video about my mom's house. Dick.